we are in 2024, and I hadn't made a video in a long time of Michigan City. It's a great little town. I love driving through it. I like the drive there as much as I like the fishing. It's really a scenic route that I like to take through downtown. And here we are coming into the parking lot, and you can already see there's some cars there from the fishermen who maybe stayed overnight or just got there a little earlier than me. And you can see the lighthouse and the beach. And from the parking lot is kind of a long walk to the lighthouse. So I have a rolling cart that I keep my fishing rods in, my bucket, and anything I might need to make the fishing and the walk a little easier getting out to the pier. There you can see the cart with the rod setups and the bucket and the net. Got all my stuff. Gonna give it another shot. Welcome to another one. So this is one of the spots, and you can see a person took up a lot of spaces on the pier. You're allowed to do whatever you want. I try to take up a spot about the size of a parking lot, so yeah, sometimes I'll just drop down in there, but people tend to put their fishing rods between each crack on the pier, which is kind of taking up a lot of space, but everyone's allowed to do what they want to do. This is the lake side of the lighthouse, and we'll walk to the end of it. Right there you see the riverside. The left is the riverside where Trail Creek comes in, and the right is just open Lake Michigan. And some people fish on the rocks down there. I tried the end of the pier, and I had a false alarm. I thought I was hooked up with a nice steelhead, but it ended up being something else. I'll let you watch the fight on this for a little bit. It's a big old drum. Big old drum. Steelhead though. Wished it was a steelhead. I had a great friend to take. The drum took a shrimp, cocktail shrimp on the bottom, which is kind of a way we fish for steelhead. There's lots of ways to fish for them, which is from the bottom up or the top down with bobbers. Decided to try another spot on the riverside and see what happened.
Skamainia. This is what happens when you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, man.
Yeah, my dad was kind of tired. We woke up real early to get out there and go fishing. And then I finally got my turn to hook one. And you can see my dad's got the long handle net. That's a necessity out there. You're going to want a long handle net to reach the water depending on where you're at. And there's that fish, and my dad's about to scoop it up.
There you go.
Good fatty. Here, let's get him up here.
Get my cup.
There. See, look at that green ball gets him every time. Okay, if we go out there too long, we know. I mean, the difference in it. Alrighty. Get him.
Let's get the hook out of him. You got real long ones, okay.
There's no mistaking when a steelhead takes a bait. Usually they inhale it pretty deep. So you're going to want to have yourself some long needle nose pliers or any type of pliers to get the hook out if you care about getting it back, because they're a real aggressive fish when they do decide they want to hit something. So keep that in mind when you go out there and give it a shot. And there's the hook right there, little octopus hook. Get yourself a nice stringer and be sure you bleed them out if you feel like it. To bleed them out, you just cut the gills with your pliers or a knife, or you can rip the gills out with your hand, and that'll make the fish a little bit better when you decide to fillet it. You can see the guy behind me, he's casting a bobber. And some guys, they use spawn. Others use, there's the steelhead. Nice Skamainia steelhead.
Catching fish.
And there's my dad and I. I tried casting a KO wobbler for a bit. That's another way to try to get steelhead. Besides the shrimp or the spawn.
The summer sulfur. The same rod he hit yesterday. Green ball. Fish. Not a lot of jump in them though. Yeah, he looks a little silver, yeah.
This guy was fishing next to me, and the nice thing is they're always willing to give you a hand out there if you need help getting your fish netted, and sometimes they're trying to see what you're using, and that's okay. It's all part of the game. And there you have it, another one that took it pretty deep. Shrimp on the bottom, but a lot of guys were getting them on the bobber. Another, I don't know, 8-10 pound steelhead, something like that. Average size. They run like between 6 and 20 pounds, with probably 8 to 12 being your average. And so now we got a couple on the stringer, which will be a couple nice fillets for the smoker, or you can cook them fresh. You can see how I'm bleeding that one out, and they bleed pretty profusely when you first cut the gills. They're a bloody fish. So of course, time to rebait and launch it out there. Get out there in Davy Jones' locker. You know, earlier I misspoke. I said I'd take up an area about the size of a parking lot. What I meant to say was I'd take up a space about the size of a parking space in a parking lot. Is about the typical space I like to take up to give the other people some room. So there you go, a couple nice fish, plus the other one that we had from the other day. This video was taken over the course of, I think, 2 days. My dad was there one day and then I went by myself the next day. Yeah, there's a snapping turtle. He decided to show up. That's a real rare sight on Lake Michigan. I mean, not impossible to see, but kind of a rare sight. He just came right by the side and wanted to say hello. And he probably was looking for some of those shrimp the guys were using for bait. So now we're done. Time to wrap it up. If you're like me. I don't know why they didn't want it.
Here's the old steelhead. Gonna fillet.
So the nice thing about Michigan City is they have this really nice cleaning station, and you want to keep it clean also, but you can fillet your fish right there. And I'm making the first cut on his side, and I usually go right above the, I think they call it the pectoral fin. You can see him going right over it right there, and that makes it easier to fillet him. You want a good sharp knife. Just cut through the ribs and keep it going down, and then come out through the tail and flip your fillet over.
Blade from Florida, that big one.
And there you have it. Now, of course, that still needs the ribs taken out and the skin taken off if you want to do that. And then they have about 28 pin bones inside that you want to pull out with pliers, or you can cook it with the pin bones in, and then when it's cooked the meat will contract and you can just pull the bones out. They're really big.
That's how you know you did a pretty good job on them. Basically, I'm gonna see through them.
So the fish cleaning station has a real nice sprayer that you can clean off the table with, and you can clean your fillets off with. Everything goes down to a central chute, and when you're done, or even between fish, if you're doing a lot of fish, you want to press a button that will grind up everything. And then, of course, when you're done, you want to clean off everything the way you left it. Run the grinder, flush it out. There's a nice fillet right there. And, you know, leave the facilities looking good, because that's nice that they do that. Now I'm just cutting the fillet into manageable pieces so it can fit in the cooler. Got a cooler full of ice. They have ice available in the marina. You have to go past that fish cleaning station, and there's some restaurants, and there's like a marina store, and they sell ice there. So keep that in mind when you're going there. You can get yourself ice there unless you brought ice in advance, but if you didn't, they have ice available there.
Clunker in there. Heavy. Clunker in there. All right, we're good to go.
So that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Get out there with some 8 to 10 pound test, about average, and you'll get some fish too.